Welcome to the podcast, Pilgrim and the Monk. A developing story of a pilgrim who is seeking the truth, and a monk who helps him find the way. Written by Timothy G.A. Cooper. Narrated and produced by Greg Cooper. Chapter 13. Monk's Testimony. Do you mind if I ask you a personal question? By all means, if you do not mind me reciprocating. How did you become a monk? A fair question. How did you become a pilgrim? I think we're all pilgrims, really. Some of us travel great distances, others across vast oceans of ideas. For me, it's a bit of both. Well said. In that case, I am certainly a pilgrim too. Where did you start on your journey? What prompted you to leave the world for the ascetic life? It is not a story I like to tell. Even now, it brings me great shame to recall it. But it's your testimony. It's important to remember where you came from. Some things I do not want to remember. Shame works that way. You don't have to share if it's too difficult. No, you are right. I shall tell you the whole terrible truth. From my earliest childhood memories, I was beaten by my parents. For years I endured it, living in fear. I recall one day when the power of my father's fists somehow decreased. There was a glimmer of hope. I began to train myself, like a man training for war. Each subsequent beating crystallized my resolve. I let each blow fuel my hate. I had no idea. I remember the morning that changed my life. I did not take out the trash in time to meet the garbage truck. My father raised his fist, but was unprepared. Fueled by my sin, I beat my father to death and left my mother crippled. You fought back. That's heroic. Heroes save others. Cowards save themselves. The courts refused to convict me of my crimes, so I was acquitted to live with my guilt. I became a man of violence who made his living off the dark web. What does that mean? I will only say this. I know more about the evils of humanity than I wish I knew. Did you reconcile with your mom? Hatred runs deep in my family. We all bear the consequences of our sins. You couldn't possibly be blamed for what you did. It was self-defense. I refused to honor my father and mother. That is not to be taken lightly, no matter how terrible they may be. How did you get from there to here? I can't believe you're still making a living that way. True. One day I got into a fight with a guy 10 years younger and a lot stronger. He gave me such a beating I was hospitalized for 6 months. It was as though I became my father. One more beating like that would certainly kill me. I did not want to relive his life. What did you do? I fell into depression. I saw no way out. Through that time, I had a nurse who would say things to me like, "Vanity of vanities, all is vanity." I asked her what that meant. She told me it came from the Bible, in Ecclesiastes. I got a hold of a Bible and read it. I realized nothing I did really matters. It was the teacher's conclusion that shook me. Fear God. That is what he said. I spent my time trying to escape fear. I had no idea how fear could be good. Perhaps all I understood was somehow wrong. It sent me on a search through the rest of the Bible. What did you find? that I was in the middle of a fight I could not win. Even worse, it was a fight I did not need to have. Christ stopped fighting for me when he died. All I was doing was fight to my own destruction. The fear of God was living life without him. So, I guess you came to know what it means to genuinely fear God. I do and I do not. Once I surrendered my life to my Lord, I continue to explore what it means to fear God. My Lord is a deep mystery I will never fully understand on this side of eternity, but it is my pursuit nonetheless. See, monk, we're all pilgrims in our own way. Well said, Pilgrim. Well said. You've been listening to Pilgrim and the Monk, written by Timothy G. A. Cooper, narrated and produced by Greg Cooper. We hope you enjoyed this production. Please join us again for the next episode.